Hub Arkush. I don't know if you guys know who that is. I don't know if you hadn't heard his name before January the 4th, 2022. But he made some noise. He said that I don't think you can be the biggest jerk in the world and win the MVP. And he is one of the voters, one of the 50 voters that the Associated Press picks for the MVP, picks for the All-Pro. And he said that he thinks Aaron Rodgers is a jerk. He thinks he put the NFL he put the Packers in a bad position because of how he behaved in the offseason, how he handled his vaccination status. And he basically said, I don't think the biggest jerk in the world could win the MVP. He let it all out. He expressed how he felt about Aaron Rodgers. And he said, they asked him, and he did respond, that he had basically made his decision before the season started. So no matter what Aaron Rodgers did, he was not going to vote for him. There was no way Aaron Rodgers could win unanimous MVP because this guy had already made up his mind before the season started. Which is crazy to think about because Aaron Rodgers is the favorite for the MVP. Aaron Rodgers should win the MVP. If you guys, I think everyone most people have accepted that or know that. Even if you don't like him, even if you don't like the stuff that he said in the Pat McAfee show, or you don't like the guy, you're a Bears fan, Vikings fans, Lions fans, everyone kind of has agreed that he is the MVP. Like if you look at his numbers, they're great. If you look at the team's record, it's great. Number 1 seed, wrapped it up before the season's over. All of that is just smells of MVP. And I do believe he's the MVP. I think I would vote for him if I had a vote. So just got to put that out there. And even Peyton Manning and Eli Manning joked about it in the Manningcast. Manning suggested that he should retire after this 4th MVP because, that's good. 4 MVPs is great. Walk off into the sunset, win the Super Bowl, 4th MVP. It'll be great to walk off into the sunset with his 4th MVP. And he said that sarcastically because Peyton Manning has a record for most MVPs in the NFL with 5. So he basically was saying, you don't have to catch up to me. Just, get out of here. Go enjoy retirement. It was funny. It was a funny joke. It was a funny moment. But everyone has, Manning knows it. Everyone knows it. Rodgers is the overwhelming favorite to win MVP. And he should win MVP regardless of what this Arkush guy has to say. But this guy made his mind up before the season started. And although Aaron Rodgers is the overwhelming favorite for the MVP, the team has great record. He has great numbers. This is not like a season where Aaron Rodgers is, lighting it up like we've never seen before. His numbers are great, but he's not the leader for touchdown. He's not the leader for yards. He's not the leader in a lot of these statistics. It's more as, the eye test is there. The Packers are probably the best team in the NFL right now. They locked up the number 1 seed. All of those other stuff scream MVP, and he's playing great. His numbers are not like the best. He does have like the fewest interceptions to the most. He probably has the best touchdown to interception ratio, but he's not leading touchdowns. He's not leading, yards. So just imagine if Aaron Rodgers had put an even better resume out there. If he had an even better season. Like let's say Aaron Rodgers was approaching Peyton Manning's touchdown records for the season. What if he was at like 53, 54 with 3 or 4 interceptions, 5 interceptions? He still wouldn't have voted for him. Like, how far was he willing to take this guy? Like, if he made up his decision before the season started, how far was he willing to take this? Like, if Aaron Rodgers had beaten the touchdown record, let's just say he finishes with 58, beats the passing yards record, 5,500, 5,600, finishes even better record. I think they're 13-3 right now. Let's just say he was 14-2 or 15-1 going into the last week. Would this guy still be holding that grudge against Aaron Rodgers and not giving it to him because of the conflict that he had with the Packers in the offseason and his vaccination status, all that stuff? He still wouldn't give it to him because that's how strongly he was voicing himself. That's how strongly he was expressing himself. And it just seems like, okay, like how far will he go with this? And if he feels that strongly about things outside of football, like, is he made up? Does he deserve a vote? And I don't think he does. I think they should strip the vote for him, and he should not be allowed to vote for MVP and All Pro and all those stats, because they mean a lot. They mean a lot to these players. It means a lot to the fans. It means a lot to the NFL. That's how you get into Canton. That's how you get put in the all-decade teams, and all of that stuff matters. All of that stuff matters. A lot of players like to say it doesn't matter, but it matters. And if you have a voter who's thinking this way, I don't think that's right for the players. So they should definitely revoke his vote. And today, obviously, after all the backlash, obviously after everyone was talking about it, he comes out and he retracts what he says. He backtracks. He apologizes to Aaron Rodgers. He puts on his article. I'm sure he's gonna make a decent amount of money from the clicks and the views that he got from this. People now know his name. Aaron Rodgers correctly calls him a bum, but it's just you can't have MVP voters thinking this way. I don't think the premise necessarily is too bad. Like, if you think that way, I've heard people talk about Aaron Rodgers like that at the barbershop. I've heard other people say that. I've seen tweets about it. That's all good, man. That's all good. But they're not the voters for the MVP. It's fine for people to think that way. But when you're an MVP voter, you got to be more neutral. You got to leave your biases aside. And the real kicker is that he's based in Chicago. He's a Chicago writer. So obviously he has his biases. He's probably a Bears fan. He covers the Bears. Rodgers owns the Bears. So, this guy probably just has a lot of biases and grudges against Aaron Rodgers. But it is what it is. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't win unanimously, you know who didn't vote for him. And obviously he backtracked. But what do you guys think? Should this guy lose his vote? I really think he does. I don't think there's a place for this. You gotta just vote on the on the field stuff, and extracurricular stuff does build into it. But it's more like, how good does he make wide receivers? How good of a leader he is? All that other stuff. Not if he's fighting for a contract, or if he wants to get traded because he's not happy. Like, Aaron Rodgers has the right to do that. And his vaccination status, if it would have cost him the number 1 seed, if it would have cost him a game, like, not making the playoffs, stuff like that, then I get it. But they're the number 1 seed. They locked it up before the season ended. Aaron Rodgers has been great. He's thrown 2 interceptions in the last 16 weeks. Like, come on. Like, he's the MVP. And Arkush got his time in the limelight, and I think he'll probably pay for it if the NFL is, fair, or they know what they're doing. But just crazy stuff. A lot of breaking news stuff this week. It's been very entertaining being a sports fan.